Welcome, my lovely Libras. This is going to be your October. I can't believe I'm saying October. October 2023 reading. This is going to be for Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Those intuitively guided. Thank you for paying attention to your intuition. And what I mean by that is sometimes, something catches your eye and you're like, but I'm not a Libra. Watch it anyways. If it feels like, something is calling you to it. Who knows? Maybe you have Libra somewhere in your chart also. Some of you are here because you're in love with the Libra, platonically, romantically. I know I have a lot of Libra love in my life. My nephew Sean is September 29th, right on that cusp. My beautiful granddaughter Lily is the 14th of October, and my sister Sean's mom, who has crossed over, is October 15th. I always feel her in our readings, so let's go ahead and get into your readings. We're going to use three different decks. We're going to use our Mother Mary Oracle, of course. We're also going to use the Gilded Tarot to do any clarifying or to go deeper. And what really called out to me today for you is the Good Tarot. I don't use it that often just because it matches my desk, so sometimes it doesn't show up as well. But it was calling out to me, so we're going to use it. But of course, we're going to start with Mother Mary. I'm going to bring the lid down a little bit. Not too much. There we go. Everything's pre-shuffled, but I am going to give it a shuffle or two. Give them a cut. And let's go ahead and open up the reading. All right, Libra. My lovely Libras. What does Mother Mary want to tell you today? Okay. We got two, three, so we're going to take them. I always take anything that comes face up. I just feel like if it comes face up, it's meant to be in the reading. So let's see what we have. We have children. Children. Interesting because my nephew just had a baby. Well, didn't just have a baby. He's already a little over 1 year old. It feels like he just had the baby, his wife. My heart is filled with love for children, which creates miracles and positive changes for them and me. Children. Then we have feminine. I allow my feminine nature to shine brightly as a valuable part of my identity. And remember, we're made up of masculine and feminine. So, if you're a man, it could still mean allow that nurturing side of yourself to come out, especially right next to children. And then we have be strong. Be strong, Libra. I pull myself up and do what needs to be done. I get this energy because many of you know my computer crashed and well, it hit the bed. It's done. And because of you, I just could not be more grateful. I was able to purchase this new computer, which I'm in love with, I have to say. I love the video quality. I hope you do too. So I get this because it's like, you just got to keep going. You got to keep moving, right? One challenge is thrown at you. You got to find a way to go around it, go over it, go through it. So, all right, let's move these to the side and let's go ahead and start your main tarot spread with the good tarot. Let's give them a few shuffles. I like to shuffle them just so you can see me shuffling them. I think it just helps you relax a little bit more into the reading, but you definitely want to trust your intuition. All right, let's give them a cut. And I am going to shuffle for your cards. Okay, well, that took no time at all. We have, hello, Ace of Fire, Ace of Fire, Ace of Wands, action. Be strong. I pull myself up and do what needs to be done. Maybe this is like, fire that's being lit within you for action. I love the Ace of Wands because it's desirable, it's passionate. Um, I feel like often it's something we want anyways, but we do have to reach out for the ace. You know what I mean? Like we have to say, okay, I am going to take this ace and I'm going to create some type of action with it. We have the Five of Pentacles. That's what I feel like I've just been through. Five of Pentacles is the energy of, feeling like thrown out into the cold. Sometimes I feel like it's a tower moment, that maybe I just seems like my light went down. Maybe I didn't request, right? It is a five, so it's bringing some type of a change. But the Ace of Wands behind it, I feel like it takes the sting away because maybe a tower moment needed to happen to start moving you in a different direction. You know what I mean? And I also feel in the Five of Pentacles, it is difficult energy, but it's temporary energy. Um, and I don't feel like we have the luxury of just doing nothing in the Five of Pentacles. It's like we're forced to keep moving forward. But again, I feel like there's a reason. Um, Five speaks of change. So it's bringing some type of change. We have the Five of Cups, Five of Waters, Five of Cups. This is the energy. Interesting, we have two fives back to back. This is the energy of where your focus is at. And in the Five of Cups, my focus is really on what I have lost. And it doesn't serve me to stay in that energy too long. Someone may have thrown you a tower. It may relate to your emotional house. But I just feel like there's nothing to worry about because even though I say that and I think, it's painful. Even if it was something that is no longer good for me, it's still painful, right? Change is not always easy, but I feel like change is what we need sometimes. When you think of the Five of Cups, when this person stops focusing on what they have lost and starts thinking or focusing more on their present day moment and what is yet to be, well, what they find are two cups. They're focusing on the three cups that have fallen over, but there's still two cups yet to be found, whatever they may represent. We have the Four of Swords, healing. Healing. Well, hello. So, the Five of Cups says don't focus on what you've lost. Focus on what the potential of what can be. Here's those two cups. Here's those two cups, and it's coming right under the Ace of Wands. Passionate. It's a soulmate. Whether it be love, it is a soulmate. And it's interesting because I feel like you must have been through, kind of feels like a difficult time, right? The Five of Pentacles, boom. It's like, a change that happens that, potentially I didn't ask for. But maybe what it's doing also, it is moving you out of that focus of what you have lost. And then I love that healing is right next to that. So it's like healing your emotional house. But it feels like it's also, I don't feel like this is just talking about love because the Five of Pentacles can talk about like losing a job and it may feel like the worst thing in the world. However, then something unexpected opens up and it's like, wow, thank you. Thank you. So the Four of Swords, it's taking that moment, it's allowing oneself to heal. When I see the Four of Swords, I think of the Three of Swords. And that's heartache, right? Those are daggers that hit the heart. However, there's one more sword, and that sword is of our own making. And I don't mean that in a judgmental way. I just mean it in a way of, maybe during this healing period, I really got to know me again, or I started to bring out, maybe my childlike energy, maybe my feminine energy. Maybe I've been holding back, just holding back from people, person, what have you. But then, boom, here's the Two of Cups. Exactly what the Five of Cups promises if you change your focus. If I no longer focus on the past and I allow that to heal, here's the Two of Cups. All right, interesting. Let's keep going. I feel like the Two of Cups can be many things. First of all, it can certainly speak of love. And I like the Ace of Wands connected to that because it is very passionate energy. But it can also speak of, for some who have lost a job, you end up finding, employment or you start your own business. And down the road, I feel like you'll look back and you'll be like, thank you. Thank you for that tower. Thank you for pushing me forward instead of continuing looking back. We have the devil. It's called temptation here. Under that Five of Pentacles. Card of Capricorn. Almost, I get this feeling like I was spending too much money on something and doesn't feel like it was serving me. Maybe I was living beyond my means and, you know, I feel like because I do feel like there may have been a loss of income. But I feel like the loss of income, first of all, I do feel some of you may have lost a job. But then I do feel like you're going to find something else. And I feel like it's just going to be perfect. But if we look at the devil's energy, right, it says temptation. We could have been spending too much money on, let's just say, something of a lower type energy. For some of you, this is a Capricorn, though. All right, let's keep going. We have the Queen of Swords, probably you. Can be another Libra also. A lot of people are like, well, how do I know? I feel like you'll feel it. Are you in the Five of Cups energy? Are you focusing on what you've lost instead of like looking at the potential of the future? The Queen of Swords, first of all, Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. Um, this is someone who I feel like when you see a king or a queen, you're talking about like I feel like evolution. Like this person I feel like they've come a long way. This is about someone and how they communicate. Some of you, there may be some type of communication coming in. Maybe you're making that communication. Maybe it is relating to that Two of Cups. Soulmate again. And then the Six of Cups. Interesting. Interesting because the Six of Cups is marrying the Two of Cups. And above the Six of Cups is the Four of Swords, the healing period. I have a feeling that the Six of Cups, to me, means a few different things. First of all, it speaks about, if my focus again is on what I've lost, maybe if I can like start looking at like the happy times, right? The happy memories. I also feel like this may be a potential of healing of a relationship. Now, this could have been a relationship that was and no longer is, but maybe coming back together. And it's interesting because I feel like if that's the case, in the five of cups would mean everything, right? Because if I stay in an energy of, let's just say, unforgiveness, or um, I let the pain rule the day type of energy, maybe I don't see the changes that are available to me. So in a way, I feel like it is because you changed your focus that everything else seems to start moving. I feel like some of you may have been connected to someone in an earlier time where, maybe like partying was the thing, right? It's what I wanted to do. It was fun, right? But then we start to mature, or maybe we start to have children, that type of thing. Um, so I have to think of that. Like I have to think, do I need to change my ways? Now, this could be talking about someone else, or it could be talking about both, and I get this a lot in the readings where, like looking back at younger energy. And I mean, I just think about my own life and some of them, I want to say mistakes, stupid mistakes that I've made, but I didn't know better, and when you know better, you do better. So that's why I feel like this is the potential healing, not just for one, but for two. If we're talking about the soulmates, for two. Six, again, the Six of Cups is mirroring the soulmates. And then you're sitting right next to it. Here's this owl sitting on her shoulder. And when I see an owl, I think of wisdom. I think of, I don't know, like, I feel like for some reason, like, I see all. I see all. All right, let's keep going. I'm curious what's coming under the Two of Cups. Hello. Eight of Swords. All right, let's move these up a little bit. Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords is a self-created prison. There's really no other way to look at it. This is where I've like put up blocks, put up walls. For what? Why would I do that? I'm trying to protect myself, right? I'm trying to protect my heart. I'm uncertain. Now, coming under the soulmates and the Ace of Wands, I feel like it does give you the ability to break free of this prison. And you are the only one. I mean, whoever created the self-created prison is the only one who can free themselves from it. So, I feel like some of you, you're a little worried about handing your heart over again. We have the Queen of Fire, Queen of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Now, I say this all the time. Beyond that, I don't look at the sign, I look at the energy, and this is the Queen of Action. This is someone who will take action. This is someone who normally will follow her desires and her passions. Think about it later. It's interesting. It's like this could be the two different sides of yourself. We have the Three of Cups, getting a lot of water. And then we have the messenger of fire. This is the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands. That means this knight is coming in. This knight is, I feel like every night is bringing us something. This night moves very quickly. It's a fast moving night, whether I like it or not. Now, it should be desirable. It should feel passionate to you. It is coming under the Six of Cups. I don't like it well, I shouldn't say I don't like it, but, you know, uh, I get comments where people are like, you're always talking about people coming back from the past. Well, it happens a lot. I do a lot of personal readings and it happens there. It's happened in my own life. You know what I mean? So how can I not, you know, I can't leave that out. I just can't. So you have the Three of Cups. First of all, this knight's coming in, bringing something that feels passionate. And then the Three of Cups, which is normally the energy of celebration. I get a feeling for some of you, alcohol may have been like a factor in a breakup, and I had to look at that. You know what I mean? Whether it was me, whether it was them, or whether it was both of us. And I know that energy too, where alcohol can cause you to do things that maybe normally you wouldn't do. But there's healing, number one, over these soulmates. First and foremost, there is healing. Now, the Four of Swords and then the Eight of Swords here. I feel like, because we have the Ace of Wands one corner, the Four of Swords, the Knight of Wands, and then the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords is the only one that feels like it doesn't really fit. Doesn't really fit. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. We have the Four of Pentacles. I feel like there's a lot of you who've been really working on your own foundation, strengthening of your own foundation, which is a really good thing. How I look at the Four of Pentacles is, if I start with a strong foundation myself, or even in a relationship, if we think about the foundation, well, the chances of a tower coming in and destroying that are slim. Because we need the strength of a strong foundation to really, I feel like, be successful. Or let's put it another way, you can certainly be successful, but if you don't start with a strong foundation, that house can be blown over. Look at that, with Four Cups underneath that, two fours. Four Cups is, it's discontentment. It's a boredom in one's life. So that Ace of Wands feels very good to me. Like, if I'm discontent in my life, this Ace of Wands gives me an opportunity to change it. And again, I feel, Libra, I feel like there's some changes that happen that maybe like you didn't request, you didn't even want. But I do get this feeling like, I don't know how long it'll take, maybe a month, maybe a year, where you look back and I feel like you're going to be thankful that these changes took place. I just feel that. Um, and it's interesting too, because here is the opportunity to heal, right? What are we healing? We're healing the past. We're healing anything, especially because it's connected to a lot of water, probably your emotional house. The Queen of Swords, she's in the upright, but she is someone who would demand truth. Like, I need to live in truth. Like, I can't deal with any liars, that type of energy. This is someone who's learning the art of communication and sitting next to the devil. Sometimes that can be lower temptations, things that tempt us to it that may not be for our highest good. The universe seems to like see that, recognize that, and say, that's not what I want from my Libra. So again, there's movement. If I stay focused on, again, what I have lost, will I ever turn around and be able to see these two cups? Now, maybe I'm still focused on what I have lost, but I feel like the Knight of Wands is coming in anyway. And if I stay in the energy of the Five of Cups, again, focusing on what I've lost, that may be what this Eight of Swords is about. It's like, I may want this, but I'm also fearful of it. The Knight of Wands, again, because it can move so quickly, it may cause like walls that you feel like you have already put down to rise back up. But recognize that because you can change that. You know, you're the only one who can. Eight does speak about a new beginning, but it's allowing yourself to have this new beginning. All right, let's bring in the Gilded Tarot. And let's go over this. Let's give him a cut. And we're going to start at the top, but we're reading it as a whole. So the Ace of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, the Five of Cups, and then the Four of Swords. So these fives, both of these fives are not the greatest fives that we want to see, but they're here. But the Four of Swords, again, is the ability to heal that, to heal what has happened within that Five of Pentacles, to heal my emotional house, have a better understanding. Maybe I'm focusing on all the bad where the Six of Cups speaks about happy memories. And maybe if I change my focus there, everything else, maybe I'll never have to raise these walls again. But let's see. We have Page of Cups. Page of Cups. This is like your inner child. This is where, someone may have hurt you and it may have affected you in, I don't know, in many different ways. Um, Almost, again, I feel the Eight of Swords energy has a big part here. Because I feel like if there's anything I want to work on, let's just say in my present day moment, it's these Eight Swords. That self-created prison. Now, I can't make you do it, right? Because again, the only person who can uncreate it is the one who created it in the beginning. So this is about your inner child. This is about, I feel like learning to love yourself again, allowing yourself to have opportunities. It's coming right over the Ace of Wands. And then, hello, Wheel. So, over the Five of Pentacles. Again, that energy feeling thrown out into the cold. Like, why? Why did that have to happen? Well, the wheel makes me feel like it was destined. Maybe there was an experience that you learned or able to learn through that. Any of the difficulty, I feel like there's always something we can learn, we can evolve from, but it does sit upon your will. So it feels to me like that change was meant to happen. But also, I want to say, because I feel like the Five of Pentacles is temporary energy, the difficulty of it is temporary. And I feel like the wheel helps you move out of it much quicker. Of course, I feel like the choice will always be yours. We have free will. All right, let's keep going. Let's see what follows that wheel. Beautiful. Three of Wands. Well, there you go. It's a different way of looking at your life. I feel like the Three of Wands is a choice. It's where I decide, you know what? I'm going to start looking at my life at all that can be, not all that I have lost. This is where I'm going to start enjoying the present moment and just know that my ships will come in when my ships are meant to come in. I'm not putting any type of restriction on it. Like, I'm just going to start looking at life differently. I feel like this is great energy to have over the Five of Cups, and that might be exactly why the Two of Cups eventually shows. Well, hello, Four of Wands over the Four of Swords. So this is the marriage card. And I felt that where there is potential of healing of a relationship. It could have been years and years and years ago, or it could be present, like a present relationship. But I feel like the opportunity of healing that. Now, I feel like if that's the case, both people would want it. Because in this energy, this is about commitment. But I feel like this is not just any old commitment. This is a commitment that I'd like to have for the rest of my life. And I feel like everybody in it wants to be there. So everyone, it's like the healing of a family, healing of love. Three of Wands to the Four of Wands, following that wheel. It's like first the wheel's saying, or destiny saying, change your focus, start thinking about all that can be, right? Start living for the present moment and understand that as your vibration lifts, and that's exactly what happens in the Three of Wands. When I have an optimistic view, my vibration lifts. It's like I'm not putting any restrictions on what can be. And then what follows it? Well, to me, the Four of Wands is the most beautiful love card in the tarot. And then, hello, Fool. So here we go. First of all, the Fool's coming over the Two of Cups. I feel like that. I feel like there's a healing going on here. The Fool doesn't take the past with them. Just the wisdom of the past. Like, what have I learned through these fives? This is about taking a chance, taking a leap of faith. You don't have to. And I feel like, does it mean if I don't clear the energy, it may not be successful? Well, that's a potential. That's a possibility. Because the Fool, again, is not going to carry the past into the present day moment. The Fool is in the present day moment. The Fool's willing to take a chance, take a leap of faith, right over the soulmates. This Page of Cups could certainly be someone of the past. Like someone when they were younger. I feel like for the Fool to show over the Two of Cups, it must mean that eventually these walls of the Eight of Swords do come down. Otherwise, you could never take on the Fool's energy. We have the Strength card, interesting, right over temptation. So Strength card, first of all, card of Leo. Another eight though, a new beginning. But it does talk about our own inner demons and the balancing of that. It's understanding that instead of judging oneself, understanding that, we're made of light and dark. We're made of feminine and masculine energy. And sometimes we are tempted to the wrong things. Sometimes, not everything goes as planned. But the Strength card is about understanding that. It is about finding balance within. And I feel like when you find that balance within, wow, that's powerful. The devil can certainly cast illusions. that like I'm stuck in this type of situation. Strength cards telling you, no, you're not. Right? I mean, if you just look at there, you got a woman who is really has tamed the lion, the king of the jungle, right? It's like they're walking side by side. Strength card's looking over at the fool under the wheel. So I feel like there is something that you have cleared or you are clearing, that may have just been part of what your soul wanted to experience in this lifetime. You know what I mean? And when you think about like a soul's journey, well, we didn't come here just for easy things, right? Just to fall in love and everything fall in our lap. No, many of us came to have these type of experiences to really test ourselves or to grow from it. Well, beautiful. Ace of Pentacles. Well, Libra. That means that something is coming into your physical world. That's what the Ace of Pentacles is to me. And I do feel like it feels like a blessing. But it tells you that it's something that is coming into your physical world. Well, it's coming under that Five of Cups. And I'm not trying to make this a love reading, because you also have the Five of Pentacles. So I feel both. I feel like potentially I lost a job, but then the Ace of Pentacles gives me an opportunity for something different, something new. Potentially I may have lost a love, but maybe it can be healed and maybe it can come back around better than ever. This ace, eh, when I think of the Ace of Pentacles, I'm either going to nurture this ace and allow it to grow, or I'm going to ignore it and it's just going to dry up and die. It's coming right over your energy. And why is it coming in now? Well, because I feel like you've had a change of focus. And that change of focus, boom, brings something right into your physical world. All right. Well, Seven of Cups. You're getting a lot of cups. Seven of Cups coming over the Six of Cups. Again, it's putting the ball in your court. And maybe you need to take a moment and you need to say, like I feel like in the Seven of Cups, what I'm thinking is I've chosen these cups before and it just feels like every time I choose a cup, I choose the wrong one. But this time, I feel like you're trusting, well, in a few things. I feel like you're learning to trust within yourself. I also feel like you're really learning or understanding energy, right? Because again, when your focus changes, when you start to take on an optimistic view, even if you have no idea how things are going to work out, but I'm going to look at it with a positive light each day moving forward. You know, I also feel like there's another reason why the Eight of Swords is here, right? Because this Ace of Pentacles is landing right in your court. And ultimately, it is you making that decision. We have the Five of Wands coming over the Eight of Swords. So it's kind of telling you why that Eight of Swords was created. Another five, by the way, 3 5. So there seems to be a lot of changes in your life. But I feel like the changes, even if, again, some of them I didn't ask for, I feel like they're going to serve you. Or let me put, it depends what you do with it. But if you, again, change your focus and start looking at your life through an optimistic view or an optimistic lens, I feel like you really start to understand the potential of what can be. So, Five of Wands, it's kind of battling type energy. This is where there's a lot of ego. This is where nobody wants to back down. And I feel like if nobody backs down, then we just stay in this type of energy. I feel like this is what you're remembering, so I do kind of have to look at that. Um, again, I feel like this is talking about energy that was, but I feel like it's almost like I didn't know better then. They didn't know better then. But now I do feel like, who's ever involved here has evolved. Now, if they haven't evolved, then there's your answer, right? Because when you start trusting yourself and understanding that creating these walls don't benefit you, because what it does is it really blocks, I feel like, spiritual truth from you. You know what I mean? Like when I really start trusting my intuition, when I learn to put the past in the past, and even if something or someone is coming back from the past, it's still talking about taking it from this day, moving forward. So I feel like there must have been a lot of ego, a lot of battling. It's almost like my way or the highway. Well, hello, lovers. Hmm. All right. So this is the card of Gemini. The meaning of the card is a head over heart decision. And I do feel like that's exactly what you're doing. You're making a head over heart decision. Do I follow my head? Do I follow my heart? But only you can decide that. I definitely feel this is the energy of chemistry between two people. It's interesting because I just did a twin flame reading, and this can certainly represent a twin flame for some of you. Now, I don't want you to get lost in that, like, oh, it has to be a twin flame. Because when I do a twin flame reading, I also think of soulmates. And you do have soulmates. And I also, matter of fact, just did a soulmate reading. That the three cups over the three of cups. Now I feel like we have two people celebrating. Well, hello, Ten of Pentacles. Beautiful. This is the house of abundance. Interesting how we had the Five of Pentacles here, right? Again, thrown out into the cold type of energy, potentially losing job, losing finances, but temporary. Like I said, temporary. Well, temporary if I use this ace, right? This ace of wands is that fire in the belly. It's meant to move you forward, but it is also asking for your action, right? And if you accept it, I feel like it is changing everything. First of all, if I just look at the way the cards are laid down, the wheel, destiny, over that Five of Pentacles. Again, a change that potentially I didn't ask for. But then what happens? Then you have that Ace of Pentacles, the new opportunity, something again that comes into your physical world. And what does it create? Right below it, the Ten of Pentacles. So in the Five of Pentacles, well, I think life is over. But then look at the Ten of Pentacles here. Over the Knight of Wands, by the way. Mirrored by the Four of Wands, by the way. Some of you may be eventually saying, I do. Some of you, I feel like you're finding jobs or you're creating your own where, listen, this is not overnight energy. Um, but it tells you that if you're willing to put in the work, then the abundance will be yours. I also feel like sometimes I feel like this is energy, doing something that like my ancestors did or, relative right before me, something that runs in the family. But it is abundance. It can be old money type of energy, can be a new home. It can really be a lot of different things, but it does speak about abundance. I do feel like the Ten of Pentacles is something that truly wants to take roots And to me, that means it wants to last forever. Maybe I just was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And even though I'm a little mad at the universe forcing me out of it, now I'm starting to understand why. Ten of Pentacles, you're not there alone. The Lovers, the Two of Cups, the Fool right over the Two of Cups. You know, I feel like the Fool's really important here because, again, even if this is of the past, if I'm not able to take on the Fool's energy, and that means, first of all, that whatever that Five of Wands was, right? That's again where nobody wants to be wrong. Nobody wants to back down. If we don't understand that and see that, then can change truly happen? I feel like there's change happening, but as it relates to your love life, can it be all that it can be if there's no change here? If these walls don't come down, I'm kind of not even worried about it because I feel like everything that follows tells me that you are able to do that. The Eight of Swords just means you're not trusting energy. You're not trusting divine. That when I see the Eight of Swords, I think of the Empress, which is the opposite of the Eight of Swords. But I think about the Empress because she uses her experiences to grow from. Now, I don't think it's overnight, you know, let's be real. Um, but eventually she's able to see like all sides of it. Again, this Four of Swords, healing. It feels like it's not only for you, it's also for another. Ace of Pentacles is coming into your physical world. It puts the ball in your court. What you gonna do? All right, I'm not gonna leave it there, even though Ten of Pentacles is a good place to leave it. But I'm gonna look at a couple things. I want to come over to the Eight of Swords with the Five of Wands. And I just want to understand it just a little bit better. So, Five of Wands, Eight of Swords. Why are you here? Well, hello, confusion. All right, well, the first thing that came out is the Seven of Wands. That's defending oneself. That's standing my ground. Do I stand it to a point, do I stand my ground to the point where, I listen to no one else? Again, my way or the highway. Doesn't have to be you, it can be another. But it is the energy of, I do feel like it's somewhat defensive. Um, but it is standing one's ground. And what comes next to it? The Eight of Wands. Look at the wands all of a sudden. So the Eight of Wands, what I think about it, bring about. Coming over the Eight of Swords, not good, right? Because I'm not trusting divine. I'm not trusting my own energy here. I just feel like more swords are going to come my way. Well, I'll be damned if they don't then, right? So that's why that the Three of Wands up here is so important. An optimistic view. Even if I have no idea how things can change. If you just look back at your life, I know if I look back at my life, the major changes came completely unexpectedly. Sam and I, it's not something I expected, right? When that phone rang, did I think that it would be Sam or someone I knew 40 years ago? No. But yet it happened. Jobs that I've lost. It's like how I started my tarot business. It's because I lost a job. Did I think that this is what I would be doing? No, not in a million years. But now I so love what I do. So now I can look back and be thankful for that change. Eight of Wands. It's also fast moving energy, as is the Knight of Wands here. And then King of Pentacles, who turned himself around. So this can be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Doesn't have to be though. I feel like the King of Pentacles in reverse, the King of Pentacles in the upright is normally a very loyal person, very grounded type energy, who does think about like, strong foundation, which is on the bottom of this deck, right? But he's in reverse, so maybe he wasn't so loyal. Maybe his energy wasn't so stable. Um, but has he made changes? Is this who it's talking about? Again, I'm giving you Earth sign, but I just want you to think of their energy. So I want to look a little closer at this king because he's in reverse. Why are you in reverse, king? It's like I can hear some of you out there saying because they weren't loyal, yet the fool's right above that. It's interesting because I did a twin flame reading yesterday, and something told me to pull a past life card. And so I did. And the card that came out was forgiveness. And I found that so interesting because I feel like it was talking about, you know, of a past life moving into this life. You know what I mean? Like it may be one of our lessons, whether we're soulmates, twin flames, one of our lessons is learning how to, first of all, I do want I do want you to make sure the person has evolved and that you've evolved. But if that's the case, then forgiveness is if we don't forgive, it's stored within us. But anyways, let's look at this case. There's the Empress. There's the Five of Pentacles. So I feel like this king potentially is the one who threw the tower. However, the Empress, you know, the Empress would not again create the Eight of Swords. Now, she may create it for a short period of time, but during that time, she's going to look at things. She's going to learn from that. She's going to start to understand. Um, and again, if we're talking about younger energy, I just get this feeling that, someone or maybe even both were like tempted to things that just weren't serving them, right? Would make it very hard to have like a very stable relationship. So this Empress, I do feel like the king threw, well, I'm going to say the queen, a tower, but then the queen rised to the empress's level, vibration. The empress is someone who is loving and nurturing, powerful and strong, and it is all here. Can I forgive that prior tower? Can you? Okay. I want to pick these up because I don't want to leave a bunch of cards on the table, but I'm not done yet. I want to come up and I'm going to look right at that Ace of Pentacles because it's connected to the wheel, the Five of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles. I just want to look at it a little deeper. And by the way, I feel like for some of you, you're overcoming something. Like you've figured out like, the demons within yourself and you've learned to balance them. And because of that, new things are showing. New opportunities are on their way. But tell me more. Tell me more, tell me more. The High Priestess, your intuition. So, Seven of Cups says the ball's in your court, right? The Ace of Pentacles is coming in, whether you want it or not. um, but then the High Priestess. High Priestess to me is your GPS in this lifetime. It's a gift. It's a muscle. And the more I use it, the stronger it is. The more I trust it, the stronger it becomes. It's what the Empress uses. It's what I use. It's what I ask you guys to use. Trust your own intuition. Try to get out of that fear based energy. And listen, maybe take things step by step because we have the full. It may, even if it's something old, it's still starting from the beginning, day one, right? Moving forward. The Three of Wands, same thing. I'm going to look at this as like an opportunity. And, if it's not good for you, you'll know it. But I don't know how it could not be. The Ten of Wands. Okay, well, I feel like this ace is helping to end that energy. Ten of Wands it's a difficult energy. It is a time where, maybe one of the things that you're learning is either you tend to put like most of the responsibilities on your own shoulders or you shrug them off to someone else. You know what I mean? But it is the realization of that. I feel like in the Ten of Wands, the person secretly is wishing for a tower because whatever is happening in this energy, it just feels too much. It's like too much. All right. I'm not going to leave it there either. Oh, I didn't even see that card over there. We have the Eight of Cups. Oh, I put those over there. Eight of Cups. I kind of love seeing the Eight of Cups right now because you have so many cards of water, cards of emotion. I feel like this is exactly what needs to happen. So instead of like creating these barriers, these walls, I'm going to look at my emotional house. I'm going to learn from these cups that have fallen over. I don't need to look at every single cup. Some of them are just because I was young and dumb, and I can claim that. Like, I made some stupid decisions, but I've learned from them, right? I've evolved, and that's just life. That's just life. So this is about allowing oneself to have a new beginning. And I do feel like it's talking emotionally. And I feel like you want it. You must want it because I don't feel like you want to continue with the Ten of Wands. By the way, I feel like someone may be building a house with someone else. Like you may be, and this may be down the road, but you may be building a house, and I feel like if that's the case, I feel like financially you're going to find a way to do that also. Okay, now let's look at the Fool, the Two of Cups, and the Lovers. We have the Page of Wands. Hello, Two of Cups again. Now we have two pages. Again, can speak of younger energy. But the Page of Wands is my Fool. I call the Page of Wands my Fool all the time. Why? Because I feel like the Page of Wands is someone who takes chances in life, and thinks about it later. I do feel like the Page of Wands falls a few times, but gets back up again. Um, you know, it's like not all chances that I take are going to work out, but maybe they're like a stepping stone to the next. Hello, Two of Cups. I mean, come on. And then the Queen of Wands again. Action, passion, desirable. Again, the energy. It's interesting because from the page to the Queen, this may speak of someone's evolution. And again, male or female. Remember, Mother Mary asks us to bring out our feminine energy. But that, to me, is why the Queen would show male or female. But come on, the Two of Cups is connected to the Two of Cups through the Fool. Wow. All right. I just want to go right below that, and then I think I'll let it be. But I do want to go right below that. Not even sure why, but I do. So any other advice that needs to come out now, please. We have the Page of Swords. Kind of came out backwards, or backwards, came out in reverse. But you know what? The Two Swords also came out reverse. I love that. So I feel like for some of you, I feel like this is talking about a potential old relationship where communication had not been great. It's almost like the energy of, and maybe not even hearing from someone, and then all of a sudden I hear from them. Two Swords. This person's wearing a blindfold, something they don't want to face, some truth that they don't want to deal with. But it doesn't serve them not dealing with it, right? Because if I don't deal with it, then I will live in that Eight of Swords energy. Again, maybe for some of you that feels comfortable, but I feel like at the same breath, it does block opportunities from us. Someone's taken off a blindfold. It's like having an awakening. It's like I'm open to whatever the universe wants to bring in. And we're looking at what are we looking at? We're looking at the soulmates and the fool and the lovers. This could be someone that you haven't heard from in a very long time. Now, I also want to say, I don't always want to put the ball in their court. Maybe you're the one who's reaching out. You know what I mean? It can go both ways. All right. I feel like, to wrap it up, I feel like first, we have to talk about the fives, and many of these fives we didn't want, but nonetheless they're here. But they needed to be dealt with, right? They needed to be dealt with. Five Pentacles means something happened outside of your control. But then the universe is saying, but wait a minute, we're going to replace that. We're going to bring you something better. And that's what the Ace of Pentacles does. And if we follow it down, it goes the whole way to the 10 as it relates to love. The Four of Swords, healing over, number one, where your focus is at, so that you can start focus on the potential of the future. You know what I mean? And then the Four of Wands over that, it's like healing over, well, maybe a marriage or a commitment. But I also feel like it's speaking of the future because, again, everyone in this energy wants to be there. This could have been some time, definitely time in between, but maybe each needed to go through a healing process. I don't know, Libra. This is, I see the energy of like, but then I see how like divine is replacing that with a if that makes sense. All right. I'm not going to read all of Mother Mary's cards just because there's too many, but I'm going to read Be Strong because I have a feeling that's what you need to hear. All right. This card counsels you to take swift and firm action towards resolving your present situation. Mother Mary avows that you are stronger than you think you are. You can also call upon the wellspring of God's strength to lift you up. Do not wallow in any feelings of victimhood or passivity. Five of Cups. Use your God-given strength. Now, here's the strength card. This card may also be asking you to engage in physical activity to develop your strong, healthy body. If you've been thinking about working out with weights, then this card is additional validation that it's time to exercise. That seems like a strange message, but I get it. Like sometimes when we're going through these difficult times, it's like, maybe it's like I'm just going to sit on the couch and do nothing. But I feel like getting out into nature, like getting active again, proactive in our own lives, is telling the universe, I'm ready for you to bring in these aces. I'm ready for you to bring in my soulmate. I'm ready, and willing to make a commitment. I'm not putting a time limit on it, right? Three of Wands is like, I'm leaving it open to the universe, but I'm just going to trust that my ships, my aces, will come in at the right time. And that's where I'm going to leave it. I love you guys. Thank you guys. Again, for those who donated for, to help me get this new computer, thank you, thank you, thank you. Those who gave me so much words of encouragement, hang in there, Sandy. Thank you. I felt your love. I really did. And I would be nothing without you guys. So I know that, and I am eternally grateful for you. I thank you for sharing the video. I thank you for subscribing if you enjoyed the video. Um, I just thank you for being you, truly. I love you guys. Happy birthday almost. Well, let's see, I'm going to put this up. Well, I'll put it up by the beginning of your birthday season. So happy birthday. I love you guys. I'll see you next time at our table. Bye bye.